So we pulled into the town of Getchau, and that's where the port was. And
And
yeah,
Getxo is northern Spain, Basque country.
yes, we're
It's
in
very,
Basque
very
country.
important. The Basque would be
Very
very upset. We
important.
didn't mention it was
That's
Basque.
that's true. That's true. So we pulled into Getchau, which is Basque country in northern Spain, and we decided to take a tour to Bilbao. So we kind of bypassed Getchau and went to Bilbao. Not because we didn't want to see Getchau, it's just that was one of the excursions on there that we thought looked interesting from the ship. So we board the bus, and our guide was
Passionate.
fantastic.
Very
He,
passionate
he
Basque.
was passionate and fantastic,
Yeah.
and it was great. And when we're driving there, one of the things that just resonates in my mind that he said was he was talking about how Spain has tapas,
Yes.
and in in Bilbao or in the Basque Country they have
Pinchaos.
pinchaos. The difference between, according to him, a tapa and a pinchao was that the tapas, the Spanish one, was very plain
And
and
there's several. You
yeah,
get tapas. It's like a small plate of several.
of several.
And
But
with pinchaos,
with the pinchaos, they took the tapas and they made them better,
according to him.
according to him.
And they're
They,
served one at a time,
yes,
single serving, and it's elevated tapas.
elevated. They're a higher level tapa, and we probably shouldn't be calling them tapas
No,
because
they're not tapas.
that
They're
was their
pinchos.
pinchaos. And when you go into
Oh yeah, they were
the
everywhere.
restaurant, they're already pre-made and they're stacked up there and they're ready to go for you, and you
Yeah,
just
they're
say, "I
up at the
want that one, that one."
counter. Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
it's fast
Yeah.
when you get these things. The other thing that he cautioned us about was using the Spanish language.
Yes. Right away, he taught us that in Basque there is no C. Instead, it's an X, and it's pronounced like a ch. And so many of the words that would normally, and I shouldn't say normally, they use X instead of C. So he taught us how to say thank you in Basque, which is scary Costco. And the Basque language is an ancient language and is very unique, has very deep, kind of earthy sounds.
Kind of a Russian, right?
Yeah, it almost sounds a little Slavic.
Oh,
Yeah.
Slavic, yeah.
Yeah, very, very unique language. And he said in Basque, the parents have three options for school: a Basque speaking school, a Spanish speaking school, or a mixture of both. And 80% of parents choose the Basque speaking schools. They're very proud of their heritage and their culture and their language. And yeah, it's fascinating.
Well, I think up until the 70s, correct me if I'm wrong on that date, there was the leader in the Basque country. It was a dictatorship, I believe, or a communist country, and he banned the Basque language. He banned the flag, anything regarding that. And so the Basque language was kind of lost a little bit. He was talking about, and they were working now that that guy's out of power and that's all gone. They're working on reviving the language and bringing it back. And one of his comments was one of the most important things to the Basques is their language. And so they're very proud of that, and they are bringing it back.
Yeah, they have some unique things. One of the games that they play, it's like a woven basket that almost looks like a scooped out banana with a ball.
Yeah.
And they play that fanatically. Their unique cultural dress. We saw pictures and dolls, and yeah, that was interesting. Very, very interesting. Yeah.
So Bilbao is about 20 minutes from Getchau, and so we hopped on the bus and we were riding, and he was just full of information. Like I said, fantastic guy, just totally into it. And when we first got to Bilbao, one of the first things that we saw that he pointed out was the Guggenheim Museum. And the Guggenheim Museum apparently was very important to them. because it helped them get out of that old industrial type city and bring them forward into a new, more modern type city
And more tourism based.
and more tourism based. And so
Arts and
this
culture
museum,
and
kind of was the start
catalyst.
of that, the
Yeah.
catalyst for that. And they used to be, and you could see the areas where the industry was, iron and steel
Producers.
was a big part of their livelihood. And he had mentioned that the town was very polluted and
course.
dirty
Because of
because of that.
producing.
And I think he said that river there was one of the most polluted waters in the world at one time. But those industries are now gone.
Yeah, they're in other areas.
They're in other areas, and they have revitalized Bilbao, or are in the process of revitalizing it. And
Yeah, we sure saw evidence of the artistry of using steel and iron. The amount of wrought iron work in the buildings, that was probably the most that we'd seen all through
the balconies,
Oh,
in particular, the
goodness.
balconies. Like, they had the typical European streets, right? The small road, whatever, with tall buildings on either side.
However,
But their balconies that
Right.
stuck out were all wrought iron, and they were very pronounced
Very
and
ornate.
and very ornate. And it was I liked the look of it. Those streets
yeah, it was beautiful.
were impressive. And then they had the 3 streets where it was the roads were really
Super
tiny.
narrow, yeah.
And he said during the pandemic he was living on one of those, and I think he said he got 20 minutes of sunlight, but in order to do that he had to step out on his balcony and stick his head to get the sunlight. So he said it's somewhat dark in those tighter streets like that.
Well, in the country of Basque, it's a coastal area, and so overcast is pretty common.
Yeah.
The countryside is super lush, so we could tell that they've got high moisture content, frequent showers, that kind of thing. But the Basque country is beautiful.
Oh,
Beautiful.
absolutely.
Lush green, rolling hills, low mountains. Yeah.
And he made that comment many times about it always being gray and rainy there, but when we were there,
Yeah.
it was sunny and beautiful and nice. So we got to see it, with a lot of light on it, and I was impressed actually.
was too.
It was better than I expected. It exceeded my expectations.
He brought us into a courtyard where we saw the young children exchanging soccer cards. They were
Yes,
trading cards.
That's right.
Oh my goodness, that was so fun to see.
Little kids
So-
playing soccer, and
Yeah, so
and
fun to see.
it was nice, and boy, everybody was just having a good time, and again, it was a real relaxed type atmosphere. People weren't in a hurry to be anywhere, and a little slower paced, and very nice. So I was impressed with Bilbao. Like I said, it exceeded my expectations. I don't know about you, but
I expected intense, passionate people, to maintain their uniqueness and their culture and their language, and we saw that.
we saw
firsthand,
that.
which
Yeah,
is really fun.
Our guide
Yeah.
was, our
so
prime example.
enthusiastic.
Just expressionate and all in, and just
Had
in a good way.
yeah, had
in a good way.
an educated opinion about so many things. It was really fun.
He was fantastic.
Yeah, so-
Our guide was great. Really appreciated him. He did a nice job. And then the other thing that we saw was they had a river that went through that we mentioned earlier, and it's got nice bridges over it, and it was nice downtown. I thought it was really nice.
Yeah, a nice mixture of the old and new.
Yeah. Yeah. Nice mixture of the old and new. So I like Bilbao. Bilbao was nice. So we jumped on the bus back and boarded the ship, and that was it. But very nice.